Let's break down the 16 new Black Ops 6 multiplayer launch maps. We'll go through some gameplay previews, what remakes are returning, and much more. But first up here, an overview on some of the new key features for BO6's MP mode. We have Omni Movement, an entirely new movement system allowing players to sprint, slide, and dive in any direction with a 360-degree motion. Enables fluid changing of combat maneuvers like sliding and diving. There's intelligent movement as well, reducing the number of buttons or keys needed for movement. Includes features like sprint assist, mantle assist, crouch assist, customizable to player preferences. Enemy hit zones as well have been expanded from 4 to 9 regions, providing more detailed and varied visual takedowns. Dynamic animations tied to player movement and in-game environments such as weapon rotation when rounding corners. Operators have enhanced visual fidelity, photogrammetry capturing minute details like dirt and sweat. There's a diverse lineup of weapons and gear, combining military issue equipment with makeshift gadgets for a unique Black Ops feel. There's a balance between real and hyper-real visual styles with enhanced visual effects, customizable HUD elements as well, allowing players to reposition or remove components based on their preference, which is super cool. Streamlined access to the lobby and faster match entry. Of course, the return of the traditional prestige system with 10 prestiges and a prestige master level. Rewards include relocking gear and additional levels up to 1000 after reaching prestige master, and there's a theater mode finally returning as well for Black Ops 6 here. But before we go through the actual MP maps themselves, the 6v6 maps, the strike maps, quick word from the sponsor of today's video. Meet Torno, the gaming app that lets you compete in tournaments, win coins, and redeem them for awesome rewards. Available for free on iOS and Android, Torno offers a great gaming experience for all skill levels. Tournaments are live 24/7, covering 15 different games. Each one lasts 3 hours. You can play as many times as you want to improve your score. More plays, better scores, bigger wins. With Torno, your gameplay translates directly to rewards. Every 1,000 coins earned gets you $1 in Amazon gift vouchers. Redeeming is quick and easy right from the app. One feature I really appreciate is the variety of games available. With 15 games to choose from and more being constantly added, there's always something new and exciting to play. You could also invite friends to boost your crown level. Reach level 2 to enter exclusive crown tournaments as well. Plus, you earn points even when your friends invite others. It's a great way to maximize your rewards overall. So be sure to check out Torno. There's a link down below to download, a special link to get 100 bonus coins as well right when you sign up. I'll see you guys in the game. So of course, throughout the Black Ops 6 Direct, you see a bunch of early gameplay previews of a lot of these MP maps that they directly talked about and highlighted it in the Direct. So we'll go through those first, and we'll talk about the other ones that they kind of show snippets of, and then we'll go through other leaks and rumors about remakes and much more. But first up here, of course, I want to give a shout out to Phantom Ice. He did a really good breakdown of a lot of these maps seen in the initial BO6 trailers, going through the clips for them and much more. So I'll leave a link to him down below in the description. Definitely check him out for sure. But first up here, of course, we have Derelict here, which seems like some type of overgrown rail line map. Looks to be like a narrow type of map with a maze at the center, made up of different train carts, of course, all crashed and abandoned. Looks like a pretty solid map overall. We got some first-person gameplay of some people walking through, of course. Nothing much on it here, but again, a pretty solid setting for a new multiplayer map. Phantom Ice also says there looks to be a lot of corners and hiding places in the trains and around the trains as well, maybe similar to an old Treyarch World at War map station, which is interesting. Is there some inspiration based on the station images? Probably not. This looks nothing like it, but maybe from the top-down overview, I could kind of see where they maybe took some type of... Is this a station remake? No, I would say no, but still, there could be some minor inspiration. We'll see when we actually play this map, probably for the Black Ops 6 beta very soon, if there is a lot of inspiration there. But overall, Derelict, a solid map to see in this game. Next one here is Rewind, the map taking place in the American town of Liberty Falls in West Virginia, which is also the location of one of the new round-based launch maps for Black Ops 6 Zombies, which we'll talk about in future videos. But overall, it seems to be a curved type of map. At least one edge of it is curved with a lot of different paths and open areas surrounding these shops here. Just a very normal town setup, roads in the middle and all around. Not much on this. Again, we get a very small gameplay clip here, but looks to be another solid map, a very Cold War esque map, I would say. Maybe kind of like that America map we saw at the end of Cold War's multiplayer a couple of years ago. Some type of vibe similar to that. We'll see very soon, but overall, a pretty sick map there. Next one here, of course, you're probably seeing in the background of the thumbnail for this video, the Mansion map, which is a small rectangular map, a fairly common map layout for Call of Duty, of course. Seems to be a very close quarters combat type of map, and Treyarch already said in their multiplayer section of the Black Ops 6 Direct a couple of weeks back that BO6MP will go back to its roots here of 3-lane, close to mid-engagement style maps here. There will be some larger maps like there have been in so many previous Call of Duties where you have those longer range gunfights, a bit more methodical gameplay, but for the most part, most of the multiplayer maps will be that, you know, arcadey style of COD you see most often with Treyarch CODs especially, which I definitely prefer. Having a variety is good, but I prefer more close quarters, high octane action. And it seems like most of these BO6 maps are definitely providing that for sure, which is good to see. The next map here is Scud, which was leaked last year under the codename Radar. So we've known about a bunch of these maps, and of course Scud as well, for a while now. When Warzone Mobile leaked out, we got a huge leak of all Black Ops 6 lines of code for multiplayer, Warzone, even zombies as well. Kind of crazy, but Scud here, pretty small map made up of bunkers and trenches. Phantomize says it reminds him of potentially Point to Hawk from World War II or Numa Numa from Vanguard. So actually, you know, Point to Hawk was a solid map, and Numa Numa, you might say, oh, a Vanguard map. I don't want to see any type of Vanguard inspiration in a new Treyarch Call of Duty, but Numa Numa wasn't a bad map, honestly. It was pretty close quarters, kind of fun. Not the best map layout, but it did take some inspiration, or there are similar vibes from the map. It's not necessarily a bad thing, I would say, but overall, it looks to be a pretty solid map there. Scud is going to be a good one, and most likely playable in the Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta coming very soon. Next one here is a bit interesting. We're seeing clips here from all parts of the Black Ops 6 Direct with no official MP map names here. There's a big leak that I'll go through as well with potential map names, but, you know, right now we just have clips of where these are located, which I feel like is honestly more important. Whatever they name the map doesn't really matter, right? But the next one here is potentially some type of ruins of an ancient city of Babylon in Iraq, potentially. That looks, I mean, regardless of where it's located, it looks to be a pretty cool maze-style map here. Seems to be kind of close quarters, but also some long lines of sight as well. Next map here seems to be taking place in Vorkuta, which will be in the campaign, seemingly, and also obviously an MP map variation as well. So a lot of the campaign locations we saw, especially in the first half of the BO6 Direct here, I'm not going to say all of them are going to be transferred into Black Ops 6's multiplayer, but as we've seen in the past, most MP maps are based on the campaign, or certain assets are based on what we played in the campaign. Same goes for zombies as well. A lot of old zombie maps are based on campaign missions, even MP maps themselves as well. And Treyarch already confirmed this themselves, that a lot of the BO6 MP maps take place after the events of the campaign. So you'll see campaign missions that, you know, some event happened and the MP map is the aftermath of that big event, whatever that is in the mission. So that's gonna be cool to see here. But Vorkuta seems to be a solid map. Of course, Phantomize says that there might be an underground mining system associated with this map here that might be a separate Strike 2v2 map. So pretty much here, what we saw, especially with Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer, is that the Strike maps were, for the most part, smaller sections of existing multiplayer maps. Now, later on in Cold War's life cycle for the new updates, we did get uniquely made new Strike maps here, but very confident that for the launch of Black Ops 6, the 4 extra Strike maps, which are, you know, smaller versions of the normal MP maps, playable for 6v6 and 2v2, they'll just be smaller sections of the existing MP maps. So keep that in mind when you're going to your total of 16 maps for this game here. It is 16 new maps, but it really is more like 12 new maps, with 4 kind of being variations of existing maps in the game, which, again, not a big deal whatsoever. It's more about quality over quantity, in my opinion. But for another map location here, we have 2 shots of this daytime, potentially evening time map as well, which I think there's going to be maybe some type of variation in the time cycle for some of these MP maps, which is cool. But regardless, seems to be, based on the leaks here, some type of palace map. There was a code name that said Pillage, could be similar there. Phantomize says it could be similar to Hacienda from BO4. Definitely getting some heavy Hacienda vibes from this little clip here and from this image. And side note, a lot of the BO4 launch maps, not the remakes from BO4, but the actual uniquely made maps for Black Ops 4, like Hacienda. I'm forgetting a bunch of the names here, but I'll put some clips up on screen. Those were fire. So eventually, not for the launch there, but for future seasons, if they do want to bring back some remakes here and there, I know BO4 just came out in 2018, but maybe bring back a BO4 map. A lot of those maps were honestly kind of fire. So let me know down below if that's a hot take there. I feel like it could be pretty cool. Now, this also could be potentially some type of smaller section of the new Warzone map Avalon, which got leaked out. So Avalon, they kind of showed some snippets in the Black Ops 6 Direct. You know, they've done this in the past, of course, and right now they're doing it with MW3, where we're getting small MP maps from Vondel, Rebirth Island, etc. So I could easily see a small part of Avalon, the new Warzone Resurgence map, being in BO6's MP. We'll see very soon. And this isn't as likely, but that event clip we saw in the BO6 Direct could be a smaller 2v2 strike map here that could take place in the casino, a small subset, of course, of that campaign mission, which of course wouldn't be that surprising to see for this year's MP. But for other maps, of course, in the BO6 Direct, they showed a little clip of the main menu where the players were about to enter Nuketown, a new variation of the map here. So people that did play the game early said that Nuketown looks very similar to what it always has looked like, but it's more of a, you know, desert, sandy type of look. Not so sure whether it's going to take place there, but still sounds pretty cool. Up on screen, you're seeing some concept images made a while ago of Nuketown, so it could look very similar to this. So no official confirmation on that, but that seems to be interesting. Of course, firing range got leaked out as well, an iconic map back from BO1. We saw it in Black Ops 2, in Black Ops 4 as well. Honestly, a new version would be fire, but also just bringing back that, you know, BO4 version, I'd be down with. I feel like the BO4 version was probably one of the better looking versions. The colors were fire, but still keeping that, you know, iconic firing range look we saw back from BO1. It was a good combination. So seeing that OG firing range would be solid to see here. Now, Grind is in the files as well. A BO2 MP map, a GOAT map. We also saw it, I'm pretty sure, in Black Ops 4. Now, Grind could be referring to a new map, just they're using the old name. That could happen, but honestly, bringing back Grind, that would be a W. It's a solid 3-lane, just a classic BO2 map. I definitely want to see more remakes of maps that we haven't seen, you know, remade or remastered. Of course, Grind, we did already see return, but definitely if we saw it in Cold War, I don't want to see it return. So a lot of those Cold War BO2 maps like Express and Slums and stuff like that, as much as I love them, take a break from that. Bring us maps that we haven't seen in a couple of years here for BO6. Of course, mostly make uniquely made MP maps, but if you're going to bring back remakes, bring back maps we haven't really seen remade or remastered before. And let me know down below what maps from World at War, BO1, 2, maybe Black Ops 3, BO4 maps as well you would want to see return as a remake at some point in Black Ops 6. But overall, it's a good look here at all the BO6 maps we're getting. Of course, those extra strike maps, as I said, those 4 extra strike maps are likely going to be just smaller parts of these existing maps we already went through in this video, and most of the maps we saw in the BO6 Direct will probably be playable in the Black Ops 6 MP beta, which we'll talk about more on the channel very soon. But overall, that's here for this video. Subscribe for more COD update videos like this. Shout out to the channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.